He watched her cheat from his office desk and left without saying a word. It was one of those days at work that just seemed to drag on forever. David had been working on a project for weeks, and he was so close to finishing it. All he needed was one more thing from Sarah, the office flirt. She was the type of girl who always seemed to be up for anything, or so David had thought until now. Every time he asked her for something, she would either ignore him or make excuses. David had finally had enough. He just wanted to get his work done and go home. Across the office, Sarah was giggling at something her colleague, Mark, had said. They were clearly close. A little too close for comfort, if you asked David. He had seen the way Mark looked at Sarah, and it made him sick to his stomach. Could it be? Was Mark trying to steal Sarah away from him? The jealousy was eating him up inside. As if sensing his gaze, Sarah turned and met David's eyes. She quickly looked away, pretending to be busy, but David wasn't fooled. He knew she was avoiding him. Why was she doing this? Was it because of what happened last week? Last week, David had caught Sarah and Mark in a compromising position. He had walked into the supply closet and found them kissing. He had been shocked, hurt, and angry. He had confronted Sarah, demanding an explanation. She had only laughed it off, saying that it meant nothing. But David knew there was more to it than that. He thought back to the beginning of their relationship. They had met at a company party. David had been attracted to Sarah from the moment he saw her. She was beautiful, funny, and intelligent. They had started dating soon after, but lately things had been changing. Sarah had become distant and cold, and David couldn't understand why. Was it Mark? Had Sarah fallen for his charms? The thought of losing her to that guy was unbearable. What was he going to do? The answer came to him in a flash. He was going to catch them in the act again. He would find out what was really going on between Sarah and Mark. That night, David couldn't sleep. He lay in bed staring at the ceiling, his mind racing. He knew what he had to do, but he wasn't sure if he was ready for it. The next day at work, David put his plan into action. He positioned his desk near the supply closet. He pretended to be busy, but really he was keeping watch. He saw Sarah and Mark enter the closet. His heart pounded in his chest. Was this really happening? They came out of the closet and saw David. Their faces were flushed. Before David could say anything, Sarah spoke. We were just talking," she stammered. Mark looked at David, his face pale. I didn't know you were there," he said. David didn't believe them, but he didn't need to. He already knew the truth. In that moment, he felt betrayed, angry, and heartbroken. But he also felt a sense of relief. Now he knew what he had to do. He didn't say a word to them. He didn't even look at them. He just got up from his desk and walked out of the office. As he walked away, he heard Sarah's voice calling out to him, but he didn't stop. He didn't want to hear what she had to say. He didn't want to give her another chance. He had worked hard to get where he was in life. He wasn't going to let some office flirt ruin it all for him. He was done with Sarah. He was done with Mark. He was moving on.